Here comes the Nastygram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it. Send a doctor, take my
Well, welcome back to Nastygram RPG Podcast. This is Josh, and I am here to welcome you to a very special episode of Nastygram. First off, I am joined here at the table by...
Hey, this is Jake.
This is Devin.
This is John.
Hey, folks, Dan here.
And Ryan.
We've had a guest before, but we've never had a guest game master. And coming in from a remote, cold, frozen wasteland, our good friend from the north. Hello, sir.
Hello, everybody. Andrew here from the Great White North.
You guys might recognize Andrew from the Wings of Connie podcast, the old turncoat, the old dirty turncoat.
Literal turncoat.
He told you guys right at the start.
Yep.
Didn't see that coming.
God
Right?
damn it.
Yeah.
But now we are here gathered around the table, and we are turning over control and power in every sense of the word to Andrew for a special little 1 or 2 shot of a game system called Paranoia. So I'll hand it off to you, good sir.
All right. Well, in case anybody has not heard of the famous game Paranoia, it was introduced in 1984, where the players play troubleshooters in an underground complex after a horrible apocalypse of some kind. The characters live under the benevolent protection of Friend Computer, so the complex is essentially computer controlled, but of course it's not completely computer controlled. The citizens that live there are locked into an internal struggle of trying to survive and follow the rules and get ahead one way or another. In some games, you work together as a team to sort of complete objectives and figure things out. This is not one of those games. You will definitely be at cross purposes. In this game, characters have basically 6 lives because we don't create citizens through sex in the far future. No, we do that in the lab.
Ew.
You have yourself and 5 clone buddies. So if you should meet a demise, your next clone is activated. If that clone died because of some treasonous activity and was terminated by other players, for example, all is forgiven to the next clone. They're a separate person. The sins of clone 1 are not visited onto clone 2.
It's pretty progressive for alpha complex.
So with that
We
in
could
mind,
learn a lot.
there's a lot of life lessons here. So with all that said out, do we want to get started? Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Do you have anything you want to know about Alpha Complex?
Just for the audience's sake, I would want you to know what we know as players, which is Andrew sent us a great primer, which had 0 rules and just a little immersion. And then only yesterday, we got our character sheets. We don't know anything about the mechanics of the game.
We only know we rolled D20.
He told us we needed 1 D20 each. And that's all we know. And that's all you need to know.
When we die, does our clone come back with all of the stuff we have, or is it like a stripped down version of?
That is an excellent
inventory?
question. You don't come back with all the stuff you had, especially if you picked it up in the course of an adventure. You might come back with some basic equipment. You might come back with anything you get. There are a variety of ways that clones can be reinserted into a mission. The clone delivery missile is a popular choice. But you shall see basically what happens in this adventure.
Cool. But there is like a real-time memory link too. So you come back knowing everything, or up to the last few minutes, or
it's up to the last few minutes. So it preserves the mystique of, maybe I got killed by some clone buddy of mine, but I'm not going to come back and exact revenge because I don't have a memory of that.
Okay.
And you don't want revenge. You're your own person.
Yeah.
Of course. Why would you take it out? Clearly, Clone 1 had some problems. Clone 2 is an even better version of the clone.
Unless
So it should be noted that there are a couple of enemies to Alpha Complex. One are the commies, who are ever present. Anybody could be a commie. So be on your guard. That's why everybody's armed with a laser pistol, just because you never know when you might need to use it. There are also mutants, because you live very close to radiation generating reactors. And it's been known that some people might exhibit mutant powers. If anybody is discovered to be a mutant, well, that is very treasonous. Definitely should be taken out.
Yep.
Okay.
And finally, to be a member of a secret society, I mean, these are rumors that secret societies exist, but if you were to be figured out as a member of a secret society, well, that's also treasonous. So, and in those kind of elements makes you a traitor to the complex. And if that's to be discovered, well, you're doing your duty as a citizen to terminate such a traitor.
Yeah, we know what happens to traitors here.
Yep.
That's
I
right.
think I speak for everyone here when I say that none of us would even consider joining a secret society.
No,
It would be foolish.
Yep.
Are all our lasers the same color? I think is the most important question.
That is an excellent question.
only one way to find out.
So you are issued as red level troubleshooters a standard laser pistol, which its ammunition source is a barrel that screws onto the front of it. And it's got, helpfully for the user, glowing rings, which indicate how many shots it has available to be used. 6. And every time it's shot, one of those rings goes away. You can continue to fire it after you used all 6. There's just a chance that it might malfunction. Malfunctions, though, never happen in Alpha Complex. The computer generally guarantees the safety of all its equipment. Rumors of malfunctions are, of course, treasonous. The jumpsuits you wear have an integrated reflect armor of red quality. So a red laser pistol that is shot at red reflect armor will be very less effective. That said, if you're actually to shoot somebody in the head where there is no protection, well, that's a different matter entirely. But generally, you have some level of safety against weapons of your security clearance.
Very well.
Good.
Well, obviously, we won't have to use them on each other, being brother troubleshooters.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's it for questions. Let's jump in. If it weren't for your shiny new red jumpsuit, you might almost think that this was a day like any other in your life. After all, you're doing the same job you've always done with your service group alongside the same infrareds you've always known. And yet, it's not like any other day. For one thing, the hint of jealousy in your coworkers' eyes is certainly new as they take in your fancy new red clearance jumpsuit. Suddenly, the authoritative voice of Friend Computer echoes across the complex's public address system, cutting through the ambient noise of the service group's toil. Attention, Friend Computer announces, its voice brisk and filled with unyielding enthusiasm. Your name is called out. You have been selected for an important mission. Your dedication to Alpha Complex has been noted, unlike your less capable colleagues who have proven that they are destined for only the most menial of tasks. This mission, which your colleagues could never complete, requires someone of your superior potential. I have the utmost faith that you will exceed my expectations, unlike the hopeless ones who will be left behind here, lost in the shadows of your success. Report immediately to Transport Tubeway Platform A8C760FF for transit to the mission sector. Should you fail to complete this mission, I'm sure your friends back here at your service group will be excited to welcome you back to their almost satisfactory performance. The intercom cuts out, leaving a heavy silence in its wake, and all of your friends are looking at you with expectation.
Now, we're not around any of the other player characters at
That's
this point?
right. So you all work for different parts of the complex. Some of you work for power services, others work for technical services, and you're in your own subsections of the complex. But you've all been directed by Friend Computer to head to this nearby transit tubeway. Or not. You can totally disregard orders.
I give a sort of patriotic salute to the intercom and a general scathing glance at the rest of my comrades, and then I head to the tube station.
All right.
Yeah, I hand the stick I was using to pull a clone out of the food vat to my lesser infrared colleague, and then head proudly to the trans tube.
Okay.
And I was reaching into a bag, pulling out a tool, kneeling in front of some cables and ducts. I stand up, I put the tool back in the bag, I pick up another tool bag, and I walk away.
That's suspicious. I slide out from underneath this big hydraulic machine, face covered with like hydraulic fluid that's been like kind of leaking out of it. Take off these goggles that were protecting my eyes, and you just see the kind of ring where it's clean around my eyes. And I just wipe my hands and go, all right, and then run off to the lift.
Are you suggesting that something was leaking in the complex?
Seems like an insubordination.
Yeah, right.
Dereliction of duty.
I pull down my crisp new red jumpsuit and walk through the bay of where we're fulfilling these orders for Alpha Complex, and actually take my time to shake everyone's hand that worked in my group and kind of glad hand a little bit and say, you know, it can happen to any of us. You know, here we are. You serve the computer. You're going to find your way up. That's it. Friend computer, I'm your friend up there now. Remember, Alpha Complex runs on its stomach. So I need you guys down here. Keep doing your thing.
Nice.
I punch the the commie that my one of my cohorts is restraining in the face one more time, break a couple teeth, and then I take off my my brass knuckles, stow him, and just kind of give him a nod and walk off.
He gives you a salute as some of his teeth fall out, and you walk away. All right. Who gets to the Transbot station first? Let's make our first roll of the game. You're going to roll your D20 and try and get under your agility score.
Under.
Does that mean a low agility score is good?
No.
No. Okay. What if it's even?
If it's even, that's good.
Okay.
It's the same score or under.
Let's go around. Josh.
Yeah, go around. Tell me who succeeded, who failed.
Josh is, as yet unnamed character, succeeded.
Jake also succeeded.
Devin also succeeded.
John also succeeded.
Ooh.
Dan also succeeded.
Ryan succeeded.
Wow. Really?
Okay, wow.
What a group of prompt,
That's crazy since I know some of you have like a 1 or a 2 agility. We were just talking about it, right?
prompt and efficient.
Get those rolls out of the
prompt
way.
and efficient workers.
You all.
Well, I rolled in that one.
Yeah, that'll do it. A 1 always succeeds. A 20 will always fail. You make your way to Transbot 2-way A8C760FF.
Andrew, can you say that again? What do we do?
You make your way. You construct it out of your own 2 hands. And Josh.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
Soon you find yourself on the red clearance platform.
How did I get here?
Well, technically, Josh's character arrives last due to all the glad handing and such. So imagine he shows up last. The platform is a spacious area of 40 meters square with the ever-present odor of metal and slightly burnt rubber. A single transit bot, a tube about 10 meters long with large rubber wheels destined to traverse the labyrinthine transport tunnels within Alpha Complex, waits on the track nearby, steam coming out of several exhaust ports. 4 green-level Viper Special Forces troopers stand at attention nearby, and a blue-level officer is sitting at a desk beside the Transbot. Almost in perfect timing, 5 of you arrive, some skipping, some walking casually, but you all come up with rigorous efficiency to the Transbot station. And as you gather up to the obvious collection of security types that are here, they look around and go, "Hey, isn't there supposed to be 6 of you?"
I wasn't aware of 6. I only knew of myself.
All right. Well, come on. Maybe you'll show up soon. We'll get you processed. I need you to give me your name and service group. I got to check it off my list here.
I am Joe R. Blow 1. Service group is HPD and MC.
All right. Housing preservation and mind control. Excellent. So just step up to that transit bot. We'll get you moving out shortly there, citizen. Who's next?
Thank you.
Roger 1. Power services.
And he sort of looks you over and says, yeah, all right, got you on my list. Over there, Rajar. Who's next?
Zebralon 1. Technical services.
You couldn't think to clean up before you come out to this mission, Zebar? You've still got schmutz on your face.
Didn't want to waste anyone's time.
Well, I appreciate the hustle there, Zebar. On to the transit bot.
Samurai 1, Armed Forces.
And he sort of gives you an appraising look once over. You got a lot of strength, don't you, Samar?
I've enough.
You are a big, bulky guy to make up for that. And he sort of looks at you with an air of approval and says, you keep it up, Samar. Maybe one day you'll be in the Viper Squad.
Oh, I sure hope so.
All right. Den Hut, move it out there, soldier.
I shuffle up to the front of the line. Mal RQ1, reporting for duty. Currently of the CPU service group.
He's flipping through the clipboard he's got, sort of looking over, going, Malar key. No, I don't see here, Malar. You sure that you got summoned for this mission briefing?
Absolutely, sir. I am to report to Sector HEL. Is that correct?
He gives you a very apprising eye. Who told you that, son? Who told you where you were going?
That was the message received from the computer.
And he stands up, looks you square in the eye and says, I know for a fact the computer didn't give out that information. So I think you're a freaking commie traitor with insider information.
I shoot him.
Oh, picking up right where we left off.
All right, give me a roll there, Jake, for our first violence of the evening.
Probably.
I rolled an 18. I think that's bad.
That is.
No. Oh, right. It is.
Joe R also pulls his pistol out and takes a shot.
Okay. So, all right. That's
Laser
how your shot, John.
Right. 5. Pete, wait. My laser weapon is 5, so I need to roll a 5 or below on the D20?
Yep.
I rolled a 20.
You know what my laser weapon is, Jake?
What?
I rolled a 20.
Okay.
John, you pull out your gun and, sorry, I should say that Joe R pulls out his laser pistol and it gives a pretty good clack as you pull the trigger and it starts making a humming noise and vibrating in your hand.
My service pistol. He tries again.
Pointing at Adam and pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
It's going clack, clack,
Malarkey
clack. Meanwhile,
hasn't even turned around yet. He's just squared off with
Oh my God, we're so bad at everything, or at least I am.
sorry, I'm assuming that Jake is at the doorway to the transit bot, hasn't gone inside yet, and probably he's joined there by Joe R.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, hearing the commotion, we kind of stopped moving. And then as soon as this, God to me, a blue level officer, calls someone a commie, I
Jump into action.
Oh, you're trying to shoot Dan?
Yeah. You're trying to shoot me.
I defaulted to like traditional RPG. Oh, you're
The NPC. No.
So,
yeah.
okay, the blue officer looks back and with a steely-eyed glance looks over at Zabar as if to say, stand down, soldier. Meanwhile, Joe R's pistol is still humming in alarming, increasing tonality. He's clicking away, trying to make it work, maybe pointing at himself. It's still not working.
Yeah.
And then we have somebody step up the transit bot ramp, late to the party, hands in his pockets, maybe.
all right. This
You've heard
looks
some
like
laser
the
fire in
dream
the
team.
distance.
What we got going on here? We already final commie and traitor?
I'm putting my pistol away as ordered.
Joe R takes the barrel off of his pistol and puts his other barrel on and then shoots Maul again.
Okay. You are going to need to roll for me. What's a skill on your sheet that you think might be applicable to solve the problem of your malfunctioning laser pistol?
I don't have any that have numbers in them, I think, but
Then you just roll
so
on probably the Moxie skill base, because those are the technical skills.
That's bad.
I think as he's doing that, Malarkey is still engaged with the blue level officer in front of him, and he says,
Everybody's just drawing guns on you.
he's got his hands up, and he says, "Sir, I work in CPU. I am privy to information from our computer friend that not everyone sees. I'm going to try to use my bootlicking skill."
I think that's an excellent choice, sir.
Yep. So I have to roll under that. Is that
You
correct?
sure do.
Dear Lord.
I rolled a 7 over my 3 Moxie.
Excellent. We'll come back to you.
You hear in the background, dang, this dang thing. I just tried it before.
I rolled a 7 over 6.
Oh, no, that's so close, but yet not close enough. So at the risk of killing characters off in the first 5 minutes, I'm going to say, well, remember this slight deviation. And he says, all right, I take your answer, but you're getting fined 500 credits for your careless throwing around of classified information, citizen.
That is completely understandable.
All right. So
He
deduct.
transfers the credits immediately.
All right. Do you have any credits left?
I have 250 credits left.
All right. Good to know. And he says, get in there. Meanwhile, somebody else comes into the area. The green level troopers they've got their rifles raised at this point, and the blue level officer is looking over at the late arrival.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm glad to be here. I'm very excited to work with you. I hope you're my future team. Gentlemen, wow, what a treat. Blue and green, tip of the spear. Boy, do we already have a problem here?
You see,
No, there is no problem.
you see Joe like at the door with this like glowing red barrel, like furiously trying to take it off with another one in his pocket.
That's going to explode soon.
Are you sure? I mean, I just gotta get this off. I gotta get it off.
The computer would
It's
never
stuck
build
fast,
something
John,
that
by
would
the way.
explode.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, John,
Well,
you cannot
sir.
get that thing off there. We'll come back to you when it's dramatically appropriate. Josh, what do you think?
Evo or Eddie, one, walks up to the blue officer and says, well, sirs, I apologize for my belated entry. We had a lot going on down on PLC, and I had to make sure my team was all set before I moved on up. And here we are. I'm ready to report up to upper level, red level.
He slowly glances down at his clipboard and he looks back up at you. Says, give me one good reason why you're late, troubleshooter.
The needs of Alpha Complex always come first, before the needs of the individual citizen. I had to make sure that my team was able to take over my tasks and fulfill them appropriately before I was able to attend to my higher duties. Not as high as yours, of course.
That sounds a little bit like fast talk, Josh.
All right. That's a fail. I'm pretty good at fast talk, but I rolled pretty high.
All right. He says, you are not wrong in your assertion there, citizen. However, I am fining you 200 credits for being uncharacteristically late to the attending of a mission.
You know, I understand that. And in fact, why don't we make it 300? Because I feel like I probably could have done better. I could have gotten here a little bit quicker. So you can figure out how that all settles out.
How dare you think you know better than him? I just look disgusted at him and then I walk onto the tram.
Meanwhile, on the Transbot, and he gives you the thumbs to say, get on the Transbot there, Evo. But on the Transbot, there is a laser barrel, which is making a very kind of ominous whining noise and shuddering, and it's kind of getting hot in your hand now.
I can't.
I sit as far away from him as possible.
You're going to want to throw that out of the tram.
Yeah, that's
The whole thing?
That's basically a grenade.
But I need my pistol. I need to make sure.
Do you need your hands too?
Well, yes.
You got about 15 seconds.
Where can I dispose of this?
As Evo
I look
enters,
around
the Transbot doors slam shut.
I like look up to see them shut as if I was going to like look for a place to throw it.
Malarkey says, I suggest you just hang on to it.
I suggest you jump on it.
Why me?
Because
he's the traitor.
That would be
here. He throws the
that would be for the good of the colony.
If he throws at me, I am also dead. Because my dexterity is a 1.
Rajar strides across the trambot. He's been sitting there the whole time and grabs the pistol and rolls it under a far bench. I'm going to use my grenade skill.
Ooh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Knowing how something like this might explode, putting it in a place where we can get to a safe distance.
Excellent. Give me a roll.
I rolled an 8 over 6.
We've all been really close.
Well, we got here on time, and that's the important thing.
You know what doesn't count in close?
Mortars and hand grenades.
So you do throw it far away from you into what you think is a strategically advantageous location. Unfortunately, Zebar has found that place already, and it slides very neatly under his little transbot seat with a clunk. And now there's a whiny noise underneath Zebar's seat.
We should stand back.
I try to run to the other side of the cart.
Okay. The transbot slowly powers up and trundles off down the track. So anybody who's not sitting down is going to make an agility roll for me, please. Which I think is everybody.
I assume
has not sat yet. Agility base or our agility score?
Your actual agility score.
Is skill based? If you don't have a training in it, that's what your skill roll would be.
That's right.
For that, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
So hands up if you succeeded. And you a lot didn't. Okay, so that means Josh, Devin, and Dan did not make it. All right,
Correct.
So it's interesting because we had Zebar doing the running away. So you managed to make it to the other side of the transbot. All the three of you who didn't make it fall down. The transbot quickly enters a dark tunnel, and a few hundred yards into the tunnel, the vehicle grinds to a halt. So anybody who was already down on the ground now trundles around uncontrollably the other way. The lights go out. A recorded voice says, "Attention passengers, the computer's loyal servants in central processing have introduced schedule adjustments to improve efficiency. To this end, this vehicle will pause for 2 minutes before resuming its journey. To conserve energy, the lights will now be dimmed. Do not be alarmed. The lights will be turned on again in 2 minutes." Pitch blackness.
Sam glares at Malar.
Wherever he might be.
Wherever he is.
Yeah, at his crumpled form somewhere.
Malar is kind of crawling along the floor to the edge.
Wait, that thing the gun, it might have moved when we stopped. Everyone be quiet. Listen.
Do we see it glowing anywhere?
Or hear it humming?
Yeah, you sure do. It's right underneath Zebar.
Again?
Yeah, when it stopped, it rolled back forward.
A red light illuminates the space as rings line up this red barrel of this laser pistol. We should get off the truck.
Why would we do that?
It is unsafe in here. That pistol is going to explode.
I look at the truck door controls. what color are they?
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
that's
at least he opens the door and grabs the pistol and is going to throw it out.
Okay, so if you want to try and open the door, you're going to have to make a roll, probably transbot operation under mechanical, assuming you have it.
I do.
Oh, good choice.
I failed.
Okay.
Damn thing. I can't read the...
Yeah.
Can you get the lights closer?
Open the door, troubleshooter.
I'm trying to, but it's not working. I think it turned off all the power to the transbot.
This is your fault.
My fault.
Sabotaged it.
I did not sabotage it.
Well, why didn't it work? Why is it doing this?
The power is out. Friend computer told us they were conserving
no,
power.
why is the gun doing this? Why is the laser pistol doing this?
I do not know. It was
because you sabotaged it.
I did not sabotage it.
Because you're a traitor.
I am not a traitor.
Well, then why is the laser pistol not working?
The laser pistol is going to explode.
Malar holds up his
convenient.
hand as he goes up to the Transarbot and proceeds to try to open the door as well.
How convenient. You tried to shoot the traitor, but it didn't work, and instead you created an explosive device on an enclosed space.
I didn't mean to. I was going to throw it out of the transbot, but I didn't have enough time.
Dan,
Well,
can you give me a roll,
malfunctions
please?
are impossible.
Sure.
So it must have been done by you.
Or one of you sabotaged my
No one
pistol.
touched your pistol.
I rolled a 19.
You've got one opportunity to make this right. I point to it. I say, jump on it. Die for the cause.
You are red like me. You can't order me around.
I'm not ordering you around. I'm telling you what friend computer would want.
This is a simple problem of
Oh,
someone
shut
being
up.
given.
I jump on the pistol.
Oh, okay. Wow, doing it for the cause.
And I say,
Okay.
for friend computer!
At the moment that you jump on, the pistol reaches its frenetic crescendo, vibrating hot under your chest, and fizzes and stops.
Oh,
Good.
You are a patriotic troubleshooter. I go and Rajar goes and helps you up.
You're to be commended, Zeb.
There is a pistol-shaped black smudge on the front of your jumpsuit now. The transbot lurches to a start again as the lights blink on, and again, you are knocked off your feet onto the transbot floor.
the trains
And-
are running on time,
Yep.
guys.
Yeah. A couple hundred meters later, it lurches to a halt. You've probably managed to find something to grab onto this time at another red clearance platform where you can see out the window a large banner reads, "Welcome to HEL Sector, where dreams become reality." The transbot doors open with a swish, revealing a chaotic scene. 5 armored vehicles are parked on the platform with red and blue lights flashing, gun turrets pointed towards the tunnel leading off of the platform. A 6th vehicle, about 20 meters long with 12 wheels, sits back from the rest. Dozens of armored soldiers, more members of the Green Viper Brigade, rest in combat positions, flanking the exit from the platform.
Evo R. Eddie 1 kind of takes stock of the situation and quickly trots over to some of the green troopers and says, brothers, we're red troubleshooting team. We just arrived here waiting an assignment. Perhaps we can be of some assistance.
Okay. As you walk out to go towards the green troopers who are steely in their resolve to make sure that nothing survives, whatever direction they're pointing at. And you're just about to tap one on the shoulder when somebody grabs your hand. And it's another trooper in yellow combat regalia. And he says, I wouldn't. They're a bit on edge.
Thank you, comrade. Well, we got a new team,
Comrade. Did you hear that?
It's commie talk.
fresh arrived. What could
He's of a lower station.
it's capitalist expression, very common in these times and places. We just arrived up here on a new assignment from our friend Computer, and wondering if we might be able to be of some assistance.
He said, "Oh, yeah, you must be the scouts. Awesome. Hey, Major Carnage is waiting for you over at the command vehicle. I'm Wedge Y. I'll take you over there. This your team?" And he points to the rest of you guys who are probably peeking out from the transit.
We're not his
That's
team.
them. Don't
we are
know,
the
man. They're a
team.
little
We're not,
rough
we're not
around
his
the
team.
edges.
Or an team.
We are a collective of experts.
Collective.
Troubleshooters.
Experts.
We are experts.
We are better than our infrared former
That is
coworkers.
All right, to the major, yeah? All right.
Joe's, is the pistol completely melted at this
Oh,
point?
yeah.
Or,
It's a piece of slag now.
Yep. He looks at the melted thing on the ground, shrugs, and follows along.
Okay.
Evoar has identified that Samar was security forces, and as he walks by, kind of pointing towards the major, he says, "All right, brother, let's get on our way. And remember, some of those that seem eager, that's what a mutant would do, wouldn't it?
I'm just sending a Nastygram to somebody.
Keep your eyes out."
My eyes are always out. That's why I'm red now.
And I appreciate that. I noticed that in you. immediately.
As you approach the command vehicle, you see 4 green-level Viper officers stooped over a table, consulting a map. Grim faces and battle-hardened looks adorn their faces. As you near them, the largest, toughest one of them looks up to you. Well, it looks like the scouts have arrived. Over here, Troubleshooters. I'm Major Carnegie, and I got your briefing all lined up for you.
Glad to be of service, Major.
Roger salutes Carnegie.
He sort of takes it all in stride and lines you up here. This year's HEL Sector, repurposed by Friend Computer about 5-year cycles ago for R&D purposes. Used to be a high-functioning clone recycling center before that. Completely reconfigured for high-security research. Only 2 entrances here and here, both of which we have sealed off for reasons I will get into. Now, Lieutenant Wedge Y is handing out a form right now that you will sign, giving you a temporary waiver for security clearances within HEL Sector. Being that it's a designated area of investigation, this waiver is going to authorize you to enter any area you would normally be barred from given your pitiful security clearance of red. You see a blue-level security zone, you wander right in. This doesn't mean your blue-level security clearance. You've just got permission to go where you need to go in service of your orders. You got that?
Yes.
Understood.
Quite an honor. Thank you. Oh, it's our waiver.
It's an actual waiver.
Yep. If somebody wants to read that out, actually, that'd be great for some flavor.
All right. Temporary waiver for access to restricted zones. Security clearance is a privilege, not a right. To be completed by clones receiving temporary waiver. Name, security clearance, home sector. To be completed by authorizing officer. Mission sector. HEL. Temporary clearance level violet. Terms of access 1-day cycle. Authorizing officer. Carnage kill. Whatever.
Carnegie.
Special restrictions. We are not allowed to use personal tools or weapons while in unauthorized zone. No touching, modifying, or interjecting with anything labeled dangerous. Any unauthorized personnel caught in the restricted zones must be reported immediately. Damage or injury resulting from unauthorized access will be your responsibility. Any unauthorized interaction with unknown entities, objects, or phenomena will result in an immediate questioning by the Loyalty Division. You will not be held responsible for your loss of sanity, dignity, or future employment.
That one's not checked off.
Correct. The top and bottom one are not checked, so I think
We can use our personal tools while in the
and we will be held responsible for those things.
correct.
Yep.
Friend Computer assumes no responsibility for your actions in any zone you access under this temporary waiver. All individuals entering restricted zones without appropriate clearance or in violation of the terms of this waiver may be subject to re-education or liquidation at Friend Computer's discretion.
Well read, Jake.
So do we have some kind of like tablet, or he's showing us this to us?
Dude, you're literally given paper forms that you're meant to sign with pencil.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe signs it.
Yeah.
Roger signs it, of course.
Mal signs it.
Evo R signs it.
Sam makes an X on it.
Zeb signs it.
Excellent. So you are not given back anything in return. So, with a nod, Carnegie says, 4 hours ago, Friend Computer received this transmission from within HEL Sector. He nods to one of his commanders, who presses a button on a comm station. A scared voice comes on, whispering frantically,
Mayday, this is Jerry Omed, 2 sanitation tech in HEL Sector. We need help. He's gone absolutely psycho. There are things out there. Jed O and Frank R are dead, and I'm holed up in the water reclamation. Oh God, the rumors are true. Dr. Zygo finally did it. The demons are here. Please help me. They're right outside.
The recording shuts off. Friend Computer attempted to contact Jerry Omed without success, continues Carnegie. Communications have been shut off from within HEL Sector. We've sent in some bots to snoop around, but they don't get 10 meters before shutting down. Some kind of low-level EMP field. It's making it impossible for most electronics to work in there. And that's where you lot come in. We're still organizing the mission, but before we can figure out what kind of mission it's going to be, we need some eyes and ears in there. Could be Jerry's gone off the deep end and gone commie. Could be something else. Gives you all another look over. Settling on malarkey. You're the team leader now, and you have my absolute confidence. Now go in there and find out what my boys are going to be walking into.
Yes, sir. And how are we to relay communications back if there is an EMP field?
Wedgewise's got some ideas on that. And as Carnegie stands ominously looking at the sorry lot of you, another voice pipes up. Excuse me, Major, if I may. The voice belongs to a yellow-level citizen dressed in a civilian R&D uniform, looking very earnest. The Major gives a reluctant nod. Hello, I'm Terry Y. Gone, liaison for R&D. He gives a nod to Evo. I've been asked to remind everyone that there's a lot of valuable research and equipment in HEL Sector, and that Friend Computer has wisely decided to see if a more subtle approach might allow us to resolve the situation here before everyone goes in guns blazing. Why, if you troubleshooters can solve this thing without the Viper Squad firing a shot, I think that'd just be about the best resolution possible. Now, did you lot have any questions before we get you kitted up and in there?
Well, was the name? He was Jerry-O? Or no, Jerry-O's the one in there.
That's Terry Y.
This is Terry Y.
The letters being their
Terry Y.
Their clearance, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the three letters at the end are their home sector, where they tend to lay their head at night.
Well, Terry Y, always good to see another PLC up here, and obviously our Frank Computer has done a great job in selecting you for this responsibility. I guess the question would just be, what's the best way of accessing from here?
Well, he looks you over, sort of raising an eyebrow. And he says, well, I think you deserve to have this. And he hands you a giant sheaf of paper. He says, this is the layout and schematic of HEL Sector. I can just find you in this.
In good hands, sir. PLC knows PLC. We are the lifeblood of Alpha Complex, after all. Of course, we need it, everyone, but we know how the trains run.
He has given you the. It is not quite phone book sized, but it's pretty thick. It says that's the map for HEL sectors in there, but and he points to the entrance that. All the green level Viper soldiers are pointing down. Well, if you go right down that tunnel, you'll get into the only exit that's open to HEL Sector.
That's pretty straightforward.
You were asking about communications, yes? I believe Wedge Y has some cable that you can bring down with you. And if you can find a terminal to attach the cable to, why, then you should be able to communicate right back to us. Talk to him for more detail. I believe he has your equipment manifest.
Excellent. Malar turns and kind of breaks away from the group and approaches Wedge Y.
And he gives you a salute.
Sir, I was told to report to you regarding communications once we're in Sector HEL.
And he gives you a nod and says, yeah, that coil right there. And he points to the coil, which the other end of it attaches to the command vehicle. And it looks like it's about 300 meters long of coil. It says, you connect that to some terminal on the other end, we should be able to talk through the EMP disturbance that's preventing normal communications. I mean, that cable is a X21 certified. That'll go through any EMP transmission.
Does he say meters? Because then I think he's a commie.
Well, the meter is actually the official unit of measure in Alpha Complex, but you're not wrong to think it.
You hear feet. That is double.
Feet, meters, it's all the same thing.
He nods and he goes back to the group and Sam R, is it? You look like the biggest of us, right?
I'll lay the cable.
Yep.
Yeah.
He points over to the vehicle where there's this large spool of wire attached to it. And he says, Sam R, if you would be so so good as to lay the cable as we approach Sector HEL and as we navigate our way through. What's your character's name? Evo?
Evo R, yeah.
Evo R.
He's looking at...
You'll be leading the
papers.
way?
Yes, of course. I think our best approach, I think we're going to want to go to the right. That's going to get us there a little bit quicker.
Understood.
Didn't he say it was just straight through there?
Well, yes, but you go that way or that way, and that's the way you want to go.
Well, why wouldn't we just go in a straight line? Well, we got to bring the cable too, so we should probably go in a straight line.
He's Evo R is looking at this reef of paper in front of him, and he's like, "Listen, I don't know how they do it down where you're coming from, but up here we're looking at facts and figures and schematics. And this place, HEL, it's a maze. So it might look like a straight line to someone with an untrained eye. That's why some of us are entrusted with these kind of schematics, and that's the way we want to go."
I shrug. Okay.
Joe walks up to Wedge and says, the major said we would be kitted out.
And he says, "Oh, yeah." And he points to some plastic crates that are nearby. And he says, "We got your stuff right here. Let me give you the manifest."
Oh, great.
Boom.
That's the map? Oh, my God.
Okay. HELS1. So we go through HELS1, HELS3, and come into that corridor. So yeah, right or left?
It's all a grid. We should find the water reclamation.
That is the last report of Jerry O. I agree.
I draw my laser pistol out of my bag, my tool bag.
Evo R, can you...
He said it'd be better if we could do this without damaging anything.
That would be the highest
firing
good.
a shot.
If there's a mutant or a commie who comes my way, I'm going to damage it. Unauthorized personnel should be reported immediately. However, anything gone mad in these tunnels will not come willingly.
All right. So John,
Yep.
he hands you the manifest and says, "If you could just sign that for me, that'd be great."
He signs it.
Cool. So do you want to read off to everybody what you are now surrounded with?
Sure. Joe starts to kind of push these crates around and set them up in order. Here's some gas restraint resistant masks. Some rad be gone. Some radiation indicators. A couple cone rifles. He picks one of the cone rifles up and slings it over his back.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I lost my pistol, so I need to be armed in case mutants or commies come after us.
What happened to your pistol again?
It melted.
Take this. I take the rifle from you and I give you my pistol.
I resist if you're going to try to take my rifle.
Now we have our first resistor roll. Bill, can you roll strength for me, please?
Opposed?
Yeah.
How do opposed rolls work?
Whoever rolls better under their value.
Under
like
the value.
Delta Green?
I
Yeah.
failed.
I rolled 10 under 18.
Dear
There's
Lord.
a moment of resistance. It's easily overcome.
Joe scoffs, puts his pistol in his pouch, and then picks up another cone rifle and straps it around his waist. Continuing on.
I'm going to take the other cone rifle from him too.
Joe levels it at you. He says, I signed for this requisition. I am the one distributing it. Okay. So back off.
You do have
Are you a traitor? Are you trying to get...
You have a habit of trying to shoot people.
Sam knows that cone rifle is not loaded.
So back off.
I pulled the other cone rifle out of your hands.
Please make another opposed strength roll.
Same.
10 under 18.
11. Jesus Christ. Carol.
You now have two cone rifles, Sam. Both of them are unloaded.
Well, okay.
Before you level a gun at someone, check that it's loaded.
Oh, good idea.
What kind of weapon is a cone rifle?
Think cross between a bazooka and a rocket-propelled grenade launcher.
Dear Lord.
I think it's all best we, play to our strengths. And that's why Sam R should be the guy looking at weapons and who's getting them. And I think the first thing you identified is who melted a weapon. That's probably someone that shouldn't have a cone rifle.
Well, someone obviously sabotaged my pistol, but anyways,
Well,
continuing on.
If we need someone to talk a lot, I guess it'll be you.
Continuing on. Here is some perimeter defense equipment. A multi-quarter with some programs loaded, and a Jacko-bot.
So the Jacko-bot, think Eddie 5 from Short Circuit.
He turns on the Jacko-bot.
Hey, everybody! I'm happy to be here and part of the mission. What are we doing? Hey.
Hello, Mikey 4.
Well, hello, citizen.
We've been tasked to scout this facility.
Oh, all right. I'm raring to go. Let's get down there and scout the facility. What sector are we in, after all?
We're in HEL Sector.
Okay, then. I'll just be powering down. I'd like to go back over there and just let you two take care of this if you don't mind.
No, we might need you, Mikey.
No. You lot are totally capable of handling this all on your... I would just get in the way. It's all good. I would just be over here. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
But you've been assigned to us by the requisition, so you have to come with us.
Do you not wish to fulfill your duty?
Andrew, do we know what Jacobots usually do? Like what kind of, how they usually perform?
Yeah.
Are they surveillance? Are they?
They are jack of all trades bots, Jacobots.
Right.
Maybe you weren't listening, but they mentioned an EMP field that's shutting down all the bots they send in there. So maybe we just put on the gas masks and get the radiation detectors and go in there.
Oh, well, Jacobot, if you hear we have shut down the EMP field, then you must find us right away.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will be right on your tail. Just, send up a flare or a message, and when that EMP thing is all taken care of, I will be right there.
Seems like a good way to identify where the EMP field starts, to me.
Oh, well, that is a good idea. Jacobot, better idea. You follow us, and we'll discover where this EMP field ends.
Are you sure? Because it seems to me that could be dangerous for me. I've heard a lot of talk about HEL Sector, and honestly, I don't know if I'm qualified to go down there.
You will be given the appropriate clearance in order for us to fulfill our duty, Jacobot. But to Evo R's point, I do believe you should be powered down in case of an EMP field, and then hopefully we'll be able to shut that down once we're inside HEL Sector. We'll be able to identify any EMP fields where the other robots have either malfunctioned or become inert. So you're fine for now, and we'll see you in there.
Okay, that's fine. Yay!
Like that attitude, a lot of enthusiasm.
What is in the defense equipment or defense perimeter equipment crate?
It is you open up the box. It's a simple latch, and inside there are about a couple dozen of these circular discs. What's your service group?
The housing and housing provision development.
Yeah, you got no idea what these things are.
Some sort of disc.
Each one has a button on top, and there is also another little control unit tucked away in the bottom left of the box. It has a single switch on it.
He picks up.
There is no instruction manual.
He picks up one of the discs in the control unit, and he's like looking at it.
Friend Computer obviously chose each of us for great reasons. We are here to be an important part of the team, so someone is clearly best positioned to take acquisition of that. Yes?
What exactly is he holding? Do I know?
He is holding he's holding a mine.
Well, there's a button on here.
No.
What? No? Why not?
That's a mine.
Here,
Oh,
put them in my bag. They'll be safe.
in your bag.
No, I'll take them.
Andrew, is there like a cart that we can push a lot of this stuff in through, like along with us?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I should hang on to those. You know, sometimes in technical services, we've got to blast our way through things. So I've got some experience with explosives.
Oh, all right. As long as you say so.
In technical services?
Each of you have like a tote bag.
Yeah, I assumed.
Is there kind of enough masks in like Rad Be Gone for everyone, or are they like a...
The small red plastic box labeled radiation indicators has 6 little badges in it. The plastic crate labeled Rad Be Gone has 48 bottles in it. The small red plastic box labeled gas resistant masks has 5 gas masks in it. Of course. With a cutout for where a 6th mask should be. They don't look in great shape. And there is that everything on your list, John?
Ammunition.
Yes, a red plastic security crate labeled ammunition. It has a very fancy looking lock on it.
I pick up the ammunition crate and then I hand it to Samurai to Sam. Here you go. You're in charge of guns, right? I assume it's big enough that it with that and the guns, his hands are kind of full. And then I grab a mask and start passing them out. And he doesn't have a free hand.
I stick all the rad indicators on everybody.
Rajar will go and relieve Sam of the cable, the coil of cable. I work in power services. I can lay these down someplace safe and a place we can travel back to.
I think it's important that we all have some of this rad be gone. It could come up, and coming from PLC, I'll make sure we have a little reserve stock. So we'll give a few to everybody, and if anybody gets low, you just let me know.
I say we just split them up evenly. I think that's the most equitable.
He's already dishing 3 out per person and keeping the rest.
How many are there? 40?
48.
48.
So he gives out 3 per person and keeps the other 30 something.
Nice.
But if you are blown up, then our supply of...
We all have to do what our best gear to do, and I will not be anywhere close to being blown up. That's why we trust in people like Samar.
Aren't you leading the way because you have the map?
Is there anything to drink in there? I'm kind of thirsty.
No, I don't see anything. The only thing left here is that multi-quarter.
Well, I only enjoy red bouncy beverage on 3-day, so I guess I won't drink anything right now.
Yeah, Zeb. Blue bouncy beverage gives me gas.
Me too.
Yeah.
The multi-quarter, let me have a look. We use them in CPU often in order to monitor and record any alterations that we are making while working. Mal picks up the multi-quarter and he switches it on and mounts it sort of on his red service suit so that it can start recording.
So aside from the badge and the rad be guns, FOR didn't really grab anything else from there, and he walks back over to Terry Y as we're finishing our little kid up montage, and he says, well, fellow citizen, it's an honor to get a briefing from a fellow PLC. You know, being new to Red, it's a low step, but looking at someone like you, it gives me faith that faith to our friend computer will get us into these higher places. And maybe is there any other information that might be useful? We haven't worked together as a troubleshooting team. Anything that, brother to brother, could help us make sure we get there and that no one critical is in danger.
Are you saying, citizen, that I owe you some information? Is that what you're saying?
Of course not. I owe you to do the best service possible. And
that's right, citizen. You do owe me. You do owe me. Well, what would you like to know that I could make your efforts more successful, more profitable inside the sector.
Well, if there's any kind of internal defense that they might have mounted, any equipment that they might have, anything that's gone haywire, that would help us best avoid, so we can do as you pointed out wisely, and avoid any kind of unnecessary damage to the HEL sector. I think that's the way I could best kind of serve Brother the Computer.
Well, you know as much as I do, citizen, about what's going on down there in the sector. I don't think they have any actual defenses, no turrets or sentries. I understand there are some robots, but they're likely all disabled because of the EMP field.
Very well. Your calm in this moment is an inspiration, and just know that if I have the opportunity to give a report, I'll be sure to point that out, and appreciate your guidance.
Excellent, citizen. Excellent.
Really leaning into my bootlicking skill.
What do you want to try and get out of your bootlicking?
Just any kind of, I'm leaning on we came from the same, our same specialty PLC, trying to get a little fraternal, kind of bond, any kind of little insight he might have off record.
I love it. Give me a bootlicking roll.
Oh, 1 over.
God damn it.
Oh,
that was
what
the
a
same for me.
shame. He hovers ever so slightly on the idea of giving you something, and then he says, No, I wouldn't want to speak out of turn. I wouldn't want to steer you in any wrong directions, but giving you some speculative detail that may not amount to anything. I suggest you find out for yourself what's going on down there. Yes, that would be best.
Wise words. All right, team.
Within 24 hours, I think. Yes, 24 hours.
24 hours, 1 day cycle. We'll see you back here. We'll have everything sorted out by then.
Excellent. I look forward to your return.
Joe, while they were talking, Joe goes over to Mikey, and he's going to try to link his personal comm unit to Mikey's communication in case the EMP goes
Who's
down.
Mikey?
The robot.
The robot.
Jacobot.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any Jacobot maintenance skill?
I do.
Excellent. Give that a roll.
I meet it.
Excellent.
Here, Jacobot. I'll put in my transponder code, and we can communicate in case the EMP goes down, and you can rush in and help.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're connected now, you and us.
Here you go. he goes into start pull a panel off and start adding in this transponder code to the communications module for the Jacobot.
Okay. You succeed.
There we are. He clicks on and clicks off his little personal comm unit to make sure it pings on the little light turns on or whatever. Good. It works.
Do you feel very proud of yourself that you've done this task? The computer would be proud.
Well,
Carnegie, however, is getting a little antsy that you guys are not moving down the corridor.
Mal sees this and he waves everyone over. And are we kind of jumping down on the tracks to walk in? Is that what we're doing?
So you haven't actually got a good view of HEL Sector proper because of all the armored vehicles and soldiers that are sort of pointed down towards the main sector entrance. All you've seen is that large banner proclaiming that you're welcome to HEL Sector, where dreams become reality. But as you approach the cars, one of the armored vehicles guns its engines and reverses slightly, allowing a very small opening for you to see down the entry tunnel into HEL Sector. It's a 5-meter wide tunnel going 40 meters into gloomy darkness, illuminated by fluorescent lights, the tunnel descending on a steep angle for about 200 meters before doing a slight turn to the left and out of sight. The fluorescent lights blink occasionally, and you can see at the end of that tunnel the forms of robots stationary.
Well, Mal, it seems our high blue citizen brother has chosen wisely to put you in command of our little team, and I just want you to know my best spot. I will be backing you up with this schematic. However you see fit to put those in front, I'll make sure to guide them as best as I can.
Excellent. And you have mapped our way to the Water Reclamation Center. Is that correct?
As best I can, I'll kind of rely on having a good eye from the center.
Excellent, citizen. What is sorry, Devin? What's your character's name?
Rajar.
Rajar, are you ready to lay the cable as we proceed?
I am ready indeed. I would like to find a cut-in to power and perhaps water.
Understood. Troubleshooters, let's proceed. And he begins walking forward.
Okay. So you descend downwards. As you pass by the final troopers, you hear one of them do a massive clack with his rifle as he chambers around. It's completely coincidentally to your walking past. And you begin to slowly walk down the tunnel. And Mikey R is coming with you. That's correct?
Yes,
or are you leaving him
but
back
he's
behind?
powered down, I think, is the powered up.
That's how you know where the EMP is.
Yes. When he shuts down, we know we've reached the EMP field.
But I think my earlier point was that there's going to be a number of robots that have shut down already.
I don't think he's following us. I just set him up so I could communicate with him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. As you go, he says,
Good luck, guys. I'm sure you're going to do fine. I'll see you soon. I'll see you real soon.
While everyone was, humdinging with each other, Rajar was reading the end user license agreement for the schematics of the sector, and has the legend of the different sectors and what we're going into. So as he's laying this cable, he explains to the group where we are entering.
Oh my God, there's a lot down here.
Yeah.
You read through the whole thing.
As is my duty.
all right. So I'm assuming you continue down the corridor.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You feel about 30 sets of eyes looking at the back of you, probably through gun sights, and you reach the bottom of the tunnel. You pass by several robots, all Jacobots, that have stopped working. You're laying out the cable as you go. There are no terminals as you come down this way. It's just a blank hallway descending into the gloom. The fluorescent lights buzz and pop over top of you. And you get to the corner where it slowly turns off to the left, out of sight from the top end of the tunnel. And as you round it, you see the main entrance to HEL Sector, a security post. Like most security posts in Alpha Complex, its pair of double doors slide inwards into the adjoining wall. These doors are currently open, revealing the security post inside. A 10-meter by 15-meter wide room with another doorway across from you. The lights are out, but in the gloom and strobing light from the exterior tunnel, you can make out a desk, scanner, and basic office furniture. You can see light strobing from the facility through the window of the opposite closed doors. A banner over the exterior doors repeats the HEL slogan, HEL Sector, where dreams become reality.
FOR is a couple people back, looking at schematics, realizing that he's not looking deep enough as Rajar starts talking about some further details. So he starts kind of flipping through the paperwork he was given, trying to come up with some.
I'm assuming that means you're both together looking through this document, because he only gave you one.
Okay. Yeah, he was. I'm looking at the map. He starts kind of pulling up some sheets at the bottom, and then I'm like flipping through to kind of look at some further information down.
Is there a problem, EVOR?
No, we're just doing the best we can. Rajar's got a good eye for some of the details here, so we're just making sure that we can provide best we can for the team.
If we are looking for water reclamation, the last known name of our contact, we should look in the environmental systems room or the support hub, sector HELHS and HELSE.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
I make a habitat engineering roll to determine which one of those would be the right one.
What's your service group, Dan?
CPU.
CPU? Mm-hmm. Well, you know that that part of the area of HEL Sector, the comp node, would be a place that you would have occasionally gone into work most recently. The heart of the computer's logic circuits. As for the rooms leading up to it, the environmental systems room might have access to the electrical systems of the sector, maybe some other systems as well, but not water reclamation. It wouldn't be there.
Joe's going to kind of back up and look at the schematic. I'm in housing and all that. And I also have habitat. Says, The water reclamation. I'm going to see if I can figure out where that might be based on the build of this facility.
If the map, Evo, R does not specify water reclamation, if I can access if I can access HEL Sector's computer nodes, I should be able to locate it.
All right, that's what Roger and I are working on.
I believe it's HEL Sector. I believe it's HEL Sector SCN.
Are you all right, Troubleshooter?
It's just fine. I have a bit of a headache. I do apologize.
A headache?
Yes. I was nearly shot at twice.
Luckily, we're bad shots.
Yeah.
So to that, Andrew, coming from projects, logistics, and commissary, would I have any insight into a water reclamation area?
Only that parts might go out to a sector that would be involved in the maintenance and repair. I think John probably has it best as the H&C guy. It's probably the room marked HEL SWR1.
Actually, I think the water reclamation is in this HEL SWR-1. It's the most logical place for the water reclamation. It's central and it feeds into any commissary that is there, and then the actual facilities, the evacuation facilities are here. So
you think a lot better without a pistol to go haywire in your hands. I like what you're saying, and I think we should follow along with that. Rajar, look over my shoulder. You think that's right? We go left, right, straight on to
Morning.
Straight on to morning. That sounds communist.
We could split up.
Make better time.
We can only lay one cable, which means only one group will be able to communicate back to the Green Vipers.
We could meet back up at the cable. Go check a couple rooms.
Malar says, Zebar, that is an efficient idea. I do think that'll expedite our research here.
Right.
If anyone would like to accompany me to section HEL SCN, that is where the computer nodes are located. That should give us any data we need to understand what exactly is happening in the sector.
Well, Roger, take a look at this. If I'm reading this right, I think we both want to get through a couple corridors. Here, we'll go through the next door. We'll take a left, go to the end, take a right, and then that might be where we might split our ways and see what we can see in those couple different chambers.
Excellent. Let's proceed.
All right. You walk into the security gate. So you're in the main entrance to HEL Sector. I'm sorry, HEL Sector. Sector.
Got him.
Computer, are you malfunctioning?
So you're in the main security airlock. The doors are open. They slide into the wall. And you're in a perfectly normal security office desk terminal. It's the taggy 15 meters by 10, as per Alpha Complex standards. The air has that distinct aroma of neglect, an odd mix of mustiness with a hint of burnt plastic. The fluorescent lights overhead are flickering. They cast shadows that seem to stutter along with them, and a half-filled cup of what might once have been bouncy bubble beverage sits on the desk in the corner, now more of a gelatinous bulb. There are 2 untouched security monitors glowing here, but they show only static. The airlock doors opposite are closed, and they have the symbol that tells you they're locked. And you can see beyond because they have glass portals on them. There are strobing lights within the facility that illuminate a short hallway beyond.
What is the general? I know we have special access, but what is the color access for this entrance?
The entrance is red color.
Okay.
Malar walks over to the security desk and does a quick scan of it, and he does have security, so he's going to reach over and press the button that he thinks would open the doors.
It gives a nice click, and nothing happens.
Rajar pulls out the radiation detector and flips it on. He lays the coil of wire cable at his feet and starts walking around the room.
Okay, it's designed to be sort of attached to your like a breast pocket kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put it on there and it goes beep boop,
Radiation detection system activated.
Unfortunately, the security doors do not seem to be activating.
I know friend computer picked somebody here to be the one to help us out of this jam.
Perhaps Force then. Sam R.
I could take a look at it. See if it might just be a short circuit. I take a couple screwdrivers and stuff like that out of my backpack, and I start opening up a panel, and I'm gonna try to repair it essentially.
Excellent. What kind of skill would you want to use for that?
Probably security, right? Or mechanical engineering. It's the same for me.
I would go with either of those.
Okay.
And given that the same, we don't have to make a choice.
I failed, of course.
So you've forgotten that one tool, that one socket wrench. You know, the 15 mil socket wrench is not in your bag, and that's what you need.
I always need the 15 mil. Oh,
It's facility standard.
I know, but we don't have enough in my department, and I think
Are you saying that friend computer hasn't distributed enough?
Absolutely not. No, I mean it was honestly it was Zebulon 12. I let him borrow mine, and he never gave it back.
I believe
did you report him?
Rajar came with a toolkit as well. Perhaps Citizen Rajar can
Well, I
help.
failed my role though.
Maybe there's an assist.
Is there a weapons locker in this security room?
There is weapons locker in here.
I will open it if it's
Carrying two
Two rocket launchers.
And a crate of ammo.
I can't shoot the door with a rocket launcher. That'd be bad form.
I don't know what this is, but it's on the character sheets. Does anyone have a force sword?
I do not have a force.
Wait, what?
Yep.
That's a skill. Yeah.
It's a skill. I thought it was in your inventory.
No.
A force sword is a blue level piece of equipment, just in case you were curious.
I wasn't curious.
Yeah,
That would be.
So Samurai walks straight up to the weapons locker. It is, true to its name, locked.
Is there a key nearby?
Where would you
If
look
not,
for that key?
I'm just going to try to smash the lock.
There is no key in the lock or conveniently nearby.
Evo walks up next to Zebar, right? Zebar.
Yeah.
And says, I don't know if this is a 15, but maybe we can try to force it a little bit. I'll try to give a security roll, helping him out with the door.
All right.
Way off.
My highest skill is a 5, by the way. So I'm never going to do anything.
I think Malar is kind of crowded with the two of you, and he says, and I don't think you even need to actually do anything with that particular device. It's over here, and he's going to use his security to attempt to open it as well. 4 under 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an 8 security?
All
What the
right.
fuck?
I thought my 8 security just to hit the security button to open the doors would be good enough, but
All right. So as you approach the door, you note that on the other side of the room, you see someone has stuck a large warning sticker on the right door window. It's a biohazard symbol, and there's a trace of blood smeared beside it. And this is just as you found the hidden latch that will let you do the complicated turn thing to make the seal unlatch.
Alien isolation.
Malar, he kind of knocks on the sticker, and he starts putting on his gas mask. He doesn't like announce that he's putting on his gas mask.
Oh, I've been wearing mine the whole time.
Okay, then he
A
puts
quick
his
note on the gas mask wearing.
Yeah.
It is like looking through tunnel vision.
Got it.
Yeah.
So that
It's
will
like a
give you a
traditional
penalty on doing anything vision related.
I look at the biohazard. I don't know if there's like any like indicators that could be like checked off below it. Maybe using biosciences to see if we can get any more specific info.
Without needing to roll, it is literally just the symbol.
Okay.
Does that constitute dangerous?
It's likely.
Well, then, okay.
Citizen.
Yeah, just making sure. He puts on his gas mask too. Joe puts his gas mask on.
Rajar puts his on as well.
Okay, you are immediately blinded to the left and right.
Samar, you'll let us know if there's any issues.
Sure. I'll let y'all know.
And Mal hits the switch.
Evoar doesn't put his on and stands behind Samar and says, we know when the time's right to rely on that. Got to keep our senses up.
Okay.
He's butting up to the strong guy.
As soon as Mal presses the switch, he pulls his pistol out and aims at Mal. You're breaching the contract, Mal. You've breached the contract. That's a traitorous action.
What specifically?
You're interacting with anything labeled dangerous. Biohazard is dangerous. And he takes a shot at Mal.
As you're saying that, he's like, we have to enter the facility.
Wait, did you fry your pistol?
No, he gave me his.
Gave me hit.
Yeah.
Please tell me you fry
I
your
can't
pistol.
shoot. I roll a 13.
This is
13.
glorious.
Okay. The laser shot is wide and blasts into the doorway. What does everybody else want to do in this? Let's just go around.
Malar tries to dodge and essentially falls over. I'm just going to say with his dex of 1, just falls over.
Okay.
As he hits the switch. So the doors are now opening.
Excellent.
I just sort of cower.
The badge that who put on badges? I think at least one of you has.
Joe did.
I think maybe just Devin.
And Raj.
I think we all
The
have
radiation
them,
badges,
but
yeah.
I guess I haven't activated mine.
Okay. So the ones that have been activated, each of them starts to shout alarmingly, "Warning, radiation alert. Citizen, my sensors indicate you have been exposed to radiation. Please consume at least 50 milliliters of Radmegon immediately."
Joe pulls one of the vials out and reads what the size is of the, like, how much is in the Radmegon.
They have 330 milliliters in each one.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. Mal tries crawling to cover. He's taken one shot. I don't know how the rounds work in terms of how quickly things are unfolding.
Narrative.
What's that?
Everybody gets an action, but it's very narrative.
Okay. Actually, what he'll do is he'll kind of crawl around to the inside of the doors that he just opened, so he's got cover now. And he'll
Okay, you're going to go into the complex?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he's going to try to peel off his mask to drink some of the Radmegon.
All right. What is Samar going to do?
I'm just going to stand back and watch this.
Okay. Evo R?
Evoar is right behind Samar and says, hey, I think we got a big security threat with this guy. He's shooting willy-nilly, and to me, that looks like a threat.
Well,
And he pulls out his pistol.
do you say that loud enough that I would hear, or just kind of as an aside to Sam?
I mean, he's saying it right behind Sam.
Okay. I already know what Jake is doing, so we'll come back up to Devin.
Rajar has had about enough of all these. It's these traitorous accusations. And he speaks up. He says, "Listen, we are all patriots and are here to serve the interests of our friend computer. The more we accuse ourselves of being communists and mutants, when we know the computer selected all of us for our skills, our dedication to the cause. We must get into HEL Sector and scout out the mission for the Green Vipers. It is our primary duty. We should move now. We have already been exposed to radiation."
You hear Mal around the corner. By the logic, just now that you're engaged with radiation, you should shoot yourself. God damn it.
Wait, you actually got shot?
He didn't get hit.
No.
Okay, you didn't get hit.
But he's yelling that around the
no one ever
corner
hits.
to
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. So shoot yourself, Joe. God damn it.
And Evo will take a dose of Radmegon.
Joe
So does
kind
Raj.
of, feels the temperature in the room. Well, I don't know what Jake does.
I'm hiding
You're hiding.
behind the
Okay.
security panel.
I don't know what Jake does.
Yeah, I'm
He goes,
hiding.
"Well, I'm just trying to follow what Friend Computer wrote on the. He designed those forms, and it was approved by the major. So it said it was dangerous, and he was interacting with it.
You gotta understand semantics, though. They're contextual.
Semantics. I don't have the clearance for semantics.
I believe he also said not to fire weapons. Is that accurate?
That was a request from the yellow, but not necessarily part of the mission.
I think
Let's
he
holster
did.
that and move on.
I think you did, Samar. Good call.
Let's agree for the moment to only shoot things that aren't our immediate team.
That's a good team leader right there. That 100%.
Joe just shrugs and puts his pistol away and takes a swig of the Rad Begun.
I take the Rad Begun as well before I even enter through the door. And I close up the panel that I opened up to pitifully trying to fix the door because the Friend Computer wouldn't want us to leave exposed wiring.
Andrew, do the Rad badges, do they have like a limited lifespan? Like, is there any reason we wouldn't want to activate them?
Not that you're aware of. They didn't come with an instruction manual.
Okay.
Troubleshooters, there's blood in here. Fortunately, not mine, but let's get to work.
As we step in the door, Rajar turns around and produces the security key and waves it by the little fob on the side of the door, and it closes.
Wait, you had that the whole time?
Not the whole time. Ever since I checked the security desk.
Oh.
The door moves about 2 inches and then goes clunk, stops. There's a spark that flies out from the security panel.
Well, that's what we call crossing the threshold.
You see, as you guys come around the corner, you see Mal kind of on the ground, and he's raising his forearm up, and there's just blood kind of all along the lower section of his forearm that has come from like this pool that is near the base of the door. And he's looking back at the rest of you, and he says, Joe, I want you to understand this. There is clearly danger involved in Sector HEL. Now, just because there is danger does not mean that you should shoot any of your fellow troubleshooters as we assess the situation.
The form is quite clear.
The form is not quite clear.
It is quite clear.
Well, we have clearances over that.
But that was labeled as dangerous. Biohazard is dangerous.
Yes.
And
so our
interacted
rads
with it.
And you are interacting with rads. So we do agree.
No. Rads are not labeled dangerous. They just are dangerous. That's very different.
Seems pretty dangerous to me to avoid accomplishing the mission.
So if I write dangerous on you, I can shoot you.
It seems like
Only if I interact with myself.
it seems like Joe having a laser pistol is dangerous. Well, I mean, not that dangerous. You can't hit anything.
Only to Joe, it seems mostly.
I'm just trying to do what is best for Friend Computer.
As you enter into this sector, past the security gate, you are in what's called a hub, a interesting little area that joins hallways together. It's a 3-way intersection, and at the center of the hub sits an unsettlingly normal scene. A couch, 2 chairs arranged around a side table, as though inviting you to sit down, relax, exchange ideas, confab. A water cooler stands in the corner with a few drops of water still slowly dripping from its tap, the soft plink barely audible over the flickering lights. A terminal to access Friend Computer is inset into the wall beside the couch, alarmingly inactive. The flickering bulbs overhead cast erratic shadows across the walls, and the musty, damp air hangs thick. The smell of recently discharged weapons, not your own, lingers in the air, burnt ozone, gunpowder, and something more acrid and unfamiliar. Whatever firefight took place here ended only moments ago. And alarmingly, there's a small pool of blood that seems to be emanating from that pathway to the south, and also trailing off towards the west. And this might be a good place for us to leave our troubleshooters as we fade to black with them thinking about what they're going to do next.
Typical.
Not shoot us.
Get just inside the front door.
Yeah, that's par for a
That's
group like
about
us.
as far as we get.
Was this where you thought the first 20 minutes would get you?
nasty.